still have it 1 year later.
Remember when Hunter walked in and that was the first thing he saw?
Was me dressed as Scoops Ahoy Steve, and it was like
He was
2
like-
months after Halloween.
Hello.
Oh, that's so funny.
Welcome to No Bummers. It's a podcast where we talk about whatever we want. And the only rule is no bummers.
No bummers.
No
You didn't even give us a
bummers.
chance.
I didn't wait for you. I'm sorry.
I'm Jackie.
I'm Morgan.
And I'm the biggest scoop in the ice cream bowl, Cade Larson. Each week we'll talk about something that's captured our attention this week. And then we've also each brought a topic that neither of the two other hosts know beforehand. We just talk about things we like, things that interest us, or that make us happy. Jackie, what is your hyperfixation of the week?
Margarita pizza.
Yeah.
I've wanted it 7 days and I've only gotten it 4. So follow for more tips on self-control.
Budgeting.
I just really like margarita pizza these days.
This is a dumb question.
Ask
Because
it
I
anyway.
love pizza,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm more of like a Little Sleezers, Papa John's,
Siddle leasers.
yeah, kind of fella. So margarita is like a little higher than my scale. That's the one that's like just tomatoes. Yeah.
Incorrect.
No?
Okay.
Well, it's got cheese on it, but like cheese and tomatoes or not?
Cheese, tomatoes, basil,
Okay.
and a balsamic glaze.
Ooh.
That's a big word for Elmo. So good. I've gotten it from Summit Pizza.
Oh, okay. There's one by your house now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They started up in Park City.
Oh,
They
they did?
started in Park City?
I think so.
That's cool.
I didn't know that.
We love it.
I learn something new every day.
They also have doodles, which a doodle is.
Tell him what a doodle is.
It's a cheese bun. It's like a cinnamon roll, but with cheese.
They got cinnamon doodles and they got cheesy doodles.
And they got raspberry doodles. And they have jalapeno doodles and a pesto doodle. They got so many different doodles.
They got 5 doodles.
Color me impressed.
There's a doodle
Go.
for that. But yeah, that's my hyperfixation.
That sounds delicious. I've never actually been there, but I drive
Wanna
past
go?
it frequently, and I think about how good it looks.
Wanna
Yeah,
go?
I do.
Okay.
I'm pretty interested, actually.
Yay! Misery wants company. So,
Margarita loves company.
amen.
My hyperfixation of the week. Sorry, did you want to go next?
No.
No, I don't know. I don't know the order. So I was just looking up.
I like how you're whispering so
I don't
that our
know the order,
listeners
and at
don't.
this point, I'm too scared to ask.
I don't know who goes next.
I'm on the head. My hyperfixation this week, after you talked about the show that you were listening to, Ride the Cyclone,
Mm-hmm.
which I did listen to some of it, and they did do a very good job at making something very macabre sound fun.
Yeah, it's like very silly.
Yeah, so it was good. I didn't listen to the whole thing yet, but I have plans to.
Nice.
Because I got distracted by my hyperfixation, which is why I couldn't finish yours.
Okay. That's
Have you guys ever seen the movie Heathers?
yeah. Are you listening to the musical?
Even better.
Oh.
Even better.
He's
Okay.
in it.
I play Ram Sweeney. No,
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I wish. No. So they did make a musical in like the 2010s. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should listen to it. So funny, so good, like a brilliant story. I watch the movie 2 to 3 times a year.
One of your faves.
Yeah, one of my faves. It's a solid one. Christian Slater, Winona Ryder.
They
So
do
good.
so good. Yeah.
Anyways, they just released the musical on Roku TV. So you can watch the musical So I've watched it 3 times since Sunday.
Wow.
Watch it again. I want to watch it.
Oh, it doesn't matter how many times I watch it. We can still watch it.
Okay. We get pizza and watch it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
We need to do it Friday or Saturday because I leave Sunday.
Can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Just quit your job.
No, let's do it. We'll do it closer to Halloween.
Okay.
But
that'd be fun.
it's incredible. And it's like the West End cast. So it's like the
Yay!
newer version of
Yeah.
the musical. Which there's some songs that I'm sad that they took out. But then there's other songs that I'm glad that they put in. So
Yeah.
I've watched it 3 times this week. And I'll probably watch it a time or 2 again before the week is out.
Really?
So,
you love it that much?
and the music is so good.
I gotta watch it. But
What's your favorite song, do you think? I know that's a hard question in a musical, but...
I really like Our Love Is God.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Which, it's just, good. The harmonies are good. It's bone chilling when, you listen to what they're talking about. Have you seen the movie?
Mm-mm.
I won't spoil it then.
No, yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it.
She's got to go in blind.
But this is the song where, the 2 main characters are singing to each other to talk about their love for each other and, pretty much, the lengths that their love will go to. And it's...
Sweet.
It's beautiful, but it's spine-chilling when you, listen to it. So, anyways.
Okay.
Roku TV, it's free. I'm giving them a free advertisement, so Roku, if you want to throw a buck or 2 my way. So I've just been listening to the music and watching the musical. The first time I sat down and actually watched it, and then the other 2 times it's I'm folding my laundry. I'll throw on the musical.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Don't watch it. Now that I've told you.
Okay.
Don't watch it until I get back.
I won't.
And then we can do pizza night and watch it all together.
Yay.
Pizza.
With Trant and Josh and
Yes.
Blue Eyes. Will he
Blue
be back
Eyes.
from Alaska?
He's back.
Is he back now?
He's back.
I've been...
He's
Voldemort's
back.
I'm Hunter.
Troll!
Troll in the dungeon.
Actually, the least trollish of anyone I
He
know.
is
Literally
the most beautiful boy.
so handsome.
And Hunter, I love you so much if you're listening. You're not. I don't compare you to Voldemort even at all. But I just had to.
Just this once.
Just this one time.
Yeah.
To humble you, maybe. No, I'm just kidding.
You know how beautiful you are. What's been your hyperfixation this week, Mel?
I haven't had too much time to be fixated on something. My mom's in town and we're working on my house, but
Hello,
probably...
Diane. Hello, Clarice.
We love you.
But probably mine is yours. I got from the last week.
Oh.
I got the Disney.
Did you? Have you been playing it?
Yeah, I worked a double on Saturday, so about 4 a.m. I was desperate to stay awake. So I turned on a very scary movie and I downloaded that and I had a great time. So it was very fun.
Who's in your village so far?
Not very many people. I haven't had a ton of time. I just have Remy, Mickey, Goofy, the wizard guy. That's pretty much it.
His name's Merlin.
Merlin.
With Mickey and Remy.
Yeah,
A few too many rodents for my taste, but I guess
Infestation, as it were.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. It's pretty
it's really
chill.
cute and just very fun.
Yeah, that's my kind of game. I'm not big into super intense stuff, so it's nice. Whose turn is it?
I can go first.
Sweet.
Do we need to take a break? He's giving me the shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
A shake with those eyes. My question that I wanted to talk about is maybe a little convoluted.
I can't wait.
Because I wanted to know if we were in a horror movie, what position do you think you would die in?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Physically, what position?
On my
Yeah.
back, I presume.
Well, no, I want to know. So it's kind of like a 2-part question. Like, I want to know what kind of horror movie you think you'd end up in.
Okay.
Like what? Because there's like different types of horror movies.
Like, what
obviously.
would scare me the most to be in? Or?
No, if it's like Morgan Jarman is a character in a horror movie, like what does that horror movie look like?
Yeah, like-
Is it like an It, where it's like
Oh my
a spooky paranormal thing? Is it a Conjuring? Is it a
Oh gosh, I
slasher?
hope not.
You know,
Yeah.
and then like there's like the typical order that people die in, where it's like tropey of like you can tell at the start of the movie who's gonna die and who's gonna live. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so like, do you think you'd make it to the end or
No.
not?
Well, I'm just gonna go out
No.
and say it right now.
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm not making it to the end.
I'm not much of
Interesting.
a fighter. I will say. And we've talked about this before. Zombie apocalypse.
I'm out.
I'll walk outside.
Down
you know?
for the count.
Really?
Yes.
I
I'm
don't.
Not,
It's just like
I'm not here to rebuild humanity. I'm barely.
Yeah,
living
we're
the
talking.
way that
What
we're doing
what
it.
kind of quality of life do you have? It's like if like
Quality
you're
of
like
life.
fighting for your life every day.
This is shocking, Cade. Sorry, buddy.
I am shocked because I've thought about it a lot too, and I'm the opposite.
You're like, I will
Really?
fight till the bitter
Oh,
end.
100%. Zombie
Really?
apocalypse, I get that notification. I load my Jeep up, and I am up in the mountains.
Fun that we're gonna get a notification.
Well, or like
It's
the
so nice of the
news,
government.
Do you remember when everybody got that? Like,
the missile notification
No,
about
no.
from Hawaii. Do you guys remember that one?
I do remember that one. I'm
I
talking about
I
the
don't
one
check my phone.
that was in Utah. That was like it was like an Amber Alert, but they didn't put any like.
Oh, any
and
information?
it just said "Gride Toit," like "Great Toyota."
Yeah, GRYTOYT. That's all that the
Well, not
government
the
decided to
Gride
give us.
We're like,
And
okay,
I remember
okay.
I
You
was
got
working
it.
at the preschool and I like looked at my phone and I like popped my head out of my classroom and all the other teachers were like, "Did you just get that?" notification?"
Great toy, you know?
And didn't it happen like semi close to when the missile thing happened?
Yeah, it was like right after.
Yeah.
I seem to recall.
So all of us
the
were like,
missile one was like way more spooky
Yeah.
because all of the residents of Hawaii got a notification that missiles were headed towards Hawaii.
so they're like saying goodbye to their loved ones, like they think they're gonna die.
Yeah. Talk
my
about
God.
talk
It was
about a
very
horror film.
scary.
I
Yeah.
know.
And then they're like, "Ha, gotcha."
Yeah, just kidding.
It's just a test. We're just seeing if it works.
There's so many conspiracy theories on that too. It's very.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like there's a lot of people who think that there really were missiles coming towards them and that
And they got
they
'em.
like were able to stop them somehow, and so they're like, just kidding, that was just a joke, there's no missiles, like we're good.
Haha, we got you. You guys believed us?
Yeah. Classic
That's so
prankster.
scary.
Yeah.
that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
But anyways, if I got that notification that it's like, "Hey, there's a zombie virus outbreak," I'm packing all my tools up in the back of my Jeep, getting my dog, and we're headed up in the mountains.
You want to pick us up or?
Not if you're gonna be that
I'll already be
attitude
dead.
about it.
Listen, I think I would be.
Kate won't have the chance to come and get me, I'll be gone.
You're gonna search for the zombies.
No.
Where are you going?
What do you mean?
I mean, where are you going?
Morgan's like, "I will be patient zero."
I hope so.
You're gonna just break into the quarantine? And
Yeah. No.
Okay.
She's
I
like,
don't
"Let
know.
me in." That Eric
Let
Andre,
me
like,
in.
I think for me, like, if I had someone taking the lead, like, I wouldn't know what to do on my own. So I think that's kind of why I'm like, yeah, I would just, but if I went, I taught Nate Stanley.
he would be a good one.
I
to-
would go with like Nate, you, or Hunter, maybe. All outdoorsy. I'll kind of know a few things. So that, like,
I was gonna say Nate could keep us stocked with hunting.
Guns.
I'll
you just make
fish.
a 190th Ward
Yeah.
camp community.
A couple,
Fun.
three of us
Couple-
get together.
Couple
three.
three. Yeah.
A couple, three of us get together.
But yeah, so I think, like, if someone took because, like, me on my own, I don't have a lot to offer. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't have any weapons. I don't, like, I mean, I got a car, but it doesn't have 4-wheel drive. Like, can the zombies climb on uneven terrain? I don't know. Like, so I don't know how much I could really offer. But if someone else was like, okay, Jackie, like, I'm not gonna just be like, hey, zombies are over here. Like, I'm not gonna out us. But, like, I think I would do a lot better if I had some instruction. Because then I would want to live and see it through. I think. But, like, if it was just me on my own, I just don't think I could do it.
Really?
I couldn't do much. Yeah.
Do you think,
I couldn't do much.
do you think you'd be in a zombie movie? Like, would that be where your character ended up?
I mean, probably, because, like, if we're talking movies, like, it would be something that would be, like, such a stretch for me, because I really don't know anything. Like, I would have to grow so much as a character. Like, if I was in a zombie
So you're like
movie.
a Walking Dead series person, where it's like there's 8 seasons about you.
I hope not. But, yeah.
That sounds exhausting.
I mean, like, just like anything, like, I would learn
Yeah.
a few things about it, and, like, as time went on. So then I would maybe want to survive, or maybe I would go to my parents' house, but, like, I'm going to be honest, like, Angie and Dolph don't have a lot of things to, like, protect us either, so,
The
like...
Dolphinator would know all the birds that are
He'd
around.
be like, birds would never turn on us like this. No, he's just like... No, I just think that, like...
Well, they're
I
not
wouldn't-
real, so.
What?
I said they're not real, so.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, but... and, like, if I think a zombie movie... I think that would be super scary for me. So, like, I think that would be, like, the best
Where
to watch.
you'd end up.
Yeah.
What about you, Mo?
I picture myself in, like, a slasher movie, but, like, an almost funny one, like Scream.
Okay.
How it kind of, like, makes fun of itself. Like, there's that part in Scream where she's like, don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to make it to the sequel. I feel like that would be what I would end up in, and I would die pretty quick. I think I'd be like...
You'd be the Drew Barrymore that's, like, before the opening scene.
I think I'd have enough time to, like, crack a couple jokes, and then they'd be like, she needs to die, because...
Someone please kill her.
The comedic relief, and we're not being funny right now. And so I'd die pretty quick.
On a more real...
Did you see Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
We want to...
I haven't seen it.
There's a girl in that I think fits the description of what you're talking about.
Really?
And I think that's a good move for you. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think that you do well under pressure, though.
I think, like...
I don't think you'd be, like, one of the first.
No.
For sure.
No, not one of the first.
You're smart enough.
Devastated.
Yeah.
Aw.
You're smart enough that you'd make it at least a while.
Yeah, well, I think the issue would be I don't know that, like... I feel like my character's fatal flaw would be, like, trusting the wrong person. And then they'd be like, yeah, I'm safe. And I'd be like, for sure.
That whoever you've been hanging out with for, like, the past 30 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
You get into, like, a cupboard together and you're like, oh my gosh, at least it's just the two of us.
Yeah. It'll be like, in this story, it's the guy that I met, like, 20 minutes ago at a party. And I'm like, I think you're safe. And he's like... No.
It's like, well, surprise.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Surprise, shot it.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the move for me.
Yeah, I think I would be in a slasher too.
What kind of, like a serious slasher?
Yeah, like I think I would be like a Friday the 13th, like camp
Ooh.
counselor slasher.
Are you the fun camp counselor, or are you an innocent?
Look what he's wearing, of course.
It would be a horror movie set in an ice cream shop.
Ah, classic.
The hash slinging slasher shows up.
He's just, what's that line from SpongeBob about him being menacing? It's like he's
just standing there menacingly. Me on the phone.
with one of us, probably.
when Morgan's standing in the doorway of my ice cream shop.
The hash bringing.
It's the hash slinging. The trash free. The hash slinging slasher. No, I think it would be like a slasher film. And I don't think I would make it to the end. But I think I would make it kind of similar to you, where I would like make it far enough, but then like I would be one that like barricades myself into a cabin, and then there's like a secret passage into the cabin that I don't know about.
Right. Because the crowd favorites never survive.
Yeah. Like
always like the whiny girl that you're like, oh.
Like,
right?
dumb as a sack of hammers. And she's the one who survived.
Except
like,
you, Jamie Lee Curtis,
Yeah,
if you're
you're-
watching
You're
this.
perfect.
You are my favorite final girl, and I will follow you to the ends of the earth.
We love you. I want to see that movie so bad.
Halloween Ends?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of the others.
Okay, so we should
None,
watch the
not
first
even
one.
Halloween.
I don't think so.
Okay,
But I want
Cade,
to.
we watched the first one, and then the three most recent, and the two most
The
recent.
two most recent.
And then
This is
go
the
see
end of the
third.
trilogy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
as Laurie Strode, phenomenal. I love you. Please answer my texts.
You have her number?
Is it Lori like the name of the character? Or is
Yeah,
it,
Laurie
like,
is the name of the character. Laurie Strode.
Please answer my text. She's like 70.
Hey, she eats Activia. She stays young. She keeps it toy.
Toy?
She keeps it gray toy.
Great toy.
Right.
Yeah, so I think I would make it. I think I'd be like one of the last people.
I'd say top 3 for sure.
Yeah, where it's like getting close to the end and it's like wrapping up and it's like, okay, maybe one of these people is going to make it out.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to, like I say, I'll barricade myself into a cabin or something and the floorboard's going to lift up and the killer's going to.
And the whole audience is like, no!
Oh, it was Cade. Like they would be both of you devastated.
Or it'll be that they think I'm the killer. And then that happens and they're
They
like,
push
we
you
should
out.
have loved him all along.
Right.
Because that's the other, I love a good heel. The person that they're like, you're obviously the killer. And it's like,
he wasn't.
they weren't, and you just cast him out of your presence.
Ugh,
Devastating.
so
I
sad.
love those 80s horror movies, though.
They're good.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween.
Nightmare on Elm Street really freaks me out.
Does it really?
It does.
You get freaked out by the part where Johnny Depp falls asleep with a whole television on his lap.
I can't remember it.
It is
Oh.
terrifying.
It's so distracting to me.
Mhm.
There's a part in the movie where he's laying on his bed. It's the part where he dies. Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Are you kidding me? He came out. He came out 40 years ago.
But there's a part where he's laying in his bed and he has like a full tube TV on his lap as he's like laying.
To watch TV.
Yeah, he's watching TV while he's like trying to
I
go
mean,
to bed.
it's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
It's
It's
not
like
the
a weighted
best.
blanket and a TV
But, like,
out in
an
They
old,
get kind of warm.
an old TV, a tube TV from like
Yeah.
the 70s.
a heated, warm, weighted blanket and TV.
Electric. You know, like when you would like.
If
It's like
any of you
it's like
steal my
a
idea-
blanket TV.
And by blanket TV, I mean you put a TV on your lap where a blanket should be.
Instead of a blanket, it's just a TV that shoots out hot air.
Yeah. And it's heavy. It's really heavy.
Copyright pending.
Yeah. So
TM,
get your
TM,
dirty
TM,
paws
TM,
off
TM.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was what I wanted to know.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I'm glad it wasn't as convoluted as I thought it would be.
No, that was
I was
brilliant.
thinking about it and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna make sense.
Oh, absolutely.
But
yeah.
I think about stuff like that a lot. So, do we need to take a
Happy
break?
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Have you ever seen such a
I could almost
Sing to
sing
me,
to me,
Paolo.
Paolo.
When I see you smiling, I go, oh. Okay, are we ready? Sick. Okay.
Jackie, what's your topic today?
I just wanted to know about some of your Halloween costumes throughout your lives. I'll go first. When I was a little baby, I was a pumpkin.
Aw.
Adorable.
Then I was a penguin.
Also adorable.
Then I was I think a bee.
There's a bee.
Yeah. There's a bee. I don't even remember what that's from, but
My name's Michael with a B. Where's the bee?
there's a bee. Okay, yeah, so I have... And my mom made a lot of my costumes when I was little. I was a flower.
Yeah. That costume's made a comeback in a recent year.
Yeah. The Statue of Liberty.
a wonderful, majestic.
A vampire. What am I? Oh, what's her name? I don't think she has a name. Wife of Frankenstein?
Oh, yeah, Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein. In my older years, I've been like a girl from the 1950s, poodle skirt.
Very
thing.
cute.
I've been that a few times.
Yeah.
I think I remember a year that you did that.
Mm-hmm. And
the year that Nate stole your flower costume.
Yeah, my mom, she made me my flower costume when I was like 3. She also made it when I was 23. And then Nate didn't have a costume, but we wanted to hang out with him. So he was the flower and I was the 50s girl.
That was so funny. Remember we went to that party on Center Street and he like ran away from us and then we'd look over and we'd just see this like man wearing a flower hoodie like jumping up and down in the crowd.
It was awesome.
It was so
I'm glad
so
he wore
funny.
it. It was funny that
yeah.
But yeah, so
that was the year I was Ricky Rubio.
Yes, I remember dyeing your hair.
Rosie the Riveter.
Oh yeah.
Cutie.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can put a picture of that Halloween right here. Because I have it hanging on my wall. So
here it is. So cute.
Very fun.
Oh, and your sister was Anastasia.
My sister was Anastasia.
Okay, I thought that
Taylor
was
Garner was Miss Frizzle, right?
She was.
Or was
Luna Lovegood.
Luna Lovegood. I remembered it was a crazy dresser.
Yeah, she borrowed Morgan's skirt. It had like the planets on it, and it was from when Morgan was Miss Universe. So cute.
Funny.
She's
punny.
A funny bunny she is. What are some of your
when I was a kid one of my favorite costumes I can remember is my older brother and I dressed up as Legos one year. And my mom made us Lego costumes.
That's fun.
So that was really adorable.
That is
he was a green Lego and I was a red Lego.
Like not Lego guys, but like straight up
like
Lego
straight up a Lego brick.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So like I had like a full brick like with the studs coming out of my body.
Oh my
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think I was in like kindergarten when we did that, but it was so fun.
So your brother is older then?
Yeah, he's 2.5 years older than me.
Okay.
He just turned 32. Happy birthday, Keen.
Happy birthday. Another year older, another year wiser.
We're going to sing the whole entire Chili's song to you.
We hope you like the cake. Anyway.
I was a Dalmatian. Casper one year.
Cutie.
A little spooky ghost.
Yeah.
I was also Dracula a couple times, I think. There was one year, I think it was probably the year I was 10 and Lord of the Rings had just come out. And so I wanted to go as a ring wraith from Lord of the Rings for Halloween.
Fun.
That's cool.
So that was kind of spooky and very extremely nerdy. But I thought it was awesome. Recently, 3 years ago that I did Steve Harrington? Not this Steve Harrington. It was
you did
the babysitter version of Steve Harrington where I had like the bomber
so
jacket,
season 2 it must have been.
sunglasses, spiky bat, and Ash, my dog. I dressed him up as a Demogorgon.
He is the cutest puppy. He's so cute in all of your costumes.
Yeah, I always try to do something that I can do with him. 2 years ago, I was Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. And Ash was a Stegosaurus.
With a pool noodle on his back.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
Cute little guy. And then last year, I was Seymour Krelborn from The Little Shop of Horrors.
That was my favorite.
And Ash was Audrey 2. And that's my Audrey 2 puppet. I just kept it because it can be Halloween decoration forever now.
I love it. The movie's awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So fun. Good. Such a good character. And stay tuned for this year's. I take Halloween pretty seriously.
I know. It's fun. For some of those years, like, I would, because you don't post a lot on Instagram.
I have my last 3 posts on Instagram are strictly from Halloween.
So, like, a year in between.
Which Trent actually messaged me on Instagram a couple months ago because I posted a couple times to my story, and he's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "It's not Halloween. Why are you on Instagram?"
Is everything okay?
He was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about it."
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween is serious business in the Larson household.
That's awesome. Ash Larson is a part of all of it as
He
well.
is.
He's so cute.
He's gonna be a part of the costume again this year.
I love it.
So funny.
I can't wait. It's so exciting.
I think it's his least favorite day of the year, but
he's like,
no. If you only dress me up once, then that's fine.
right. Well, that's what I figure is I'm not one of those like dog people that's like dressing my dog up all the time.
He
to
wears
go
a
to
turtleneck. Yeah, exactly.
It would be one of my turtlenecks I would have to give him.
And just put his paws through, and he's like, "I hate you."
Yeah, so that's my past couple of years.
Love
if you want to see him, check out my Instagram.
That's all he has on his
That's
Instagram.
That's all that you will find for the past
couple 3 posts.
3 years. Well, there's
Yeah.
stuff from before then, back when I cared about social media.
Yeah.
And now I just use it to retain my title as King of Halloween.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Margie?
Like my costumes when I was a baby, I know I was like 3 peas in a pod.
That is so. You should
so I-
With your
recreate it.
sisters or something, or
with
just
myself.
you? Just you one.
Yeah, so I had like
That's
a
so
little hood on my face and then like 2 peas. And then
Adorable.
I was in a pod. That
We,
was pretty cute. Yeah.
Me, myself, and I.
My 2
as
other
3,
peas.
were in a pod.
Yeah.
That's
and
so
then
cute.
I think I was like a unicorn or something one year. I've been a lot of like kind of like basic girl costumes. Like I've
Were
been
you a princess?
Yeah.
I never was a princess.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I stand by that.
I was a princess.
Even at volleyball, she won't take a princess serve. She's
I am
firmly
the
against it.
queen of taking princess serve.
when Taylor Swift said "F the patriarchy."
Yeah, I took it to
Jackie-
heart.
It starts with Jackie.
It does
You
indeed.
didn't hear that lyric. It's in the all too well 11-minute version.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I wasn't a specific princess. I
you were
was
just a princess.
Yeah, we just
Princess
like
Morgan.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah, just me. And I've been like Minnie Mouse quite a few times. I
I've
feel
been
like
Minnie Mouse too.
yeah, I feel like as a kid I wanted like really fun like big costumes. Like one year I was the green M&M.
My brother was a blue M&M.
Really?
Yes.
Is it written in the stars? Even though he's married and has a baby.
A baby girl.
But I feel like as I've gotten older, I prefer costumes that have like fun makeup instead.
Yeah,
So-
you've had some cool makeup looks that you've
Thanks.
done. Yeah, you kill it.
Was the skull, was that a Halloween costume? Didn't
Yeah,
you do a skull
I-
one year?
Yeah, I've done a few different skull looks because I did like the sugar skull, like
Yeah.
half my face was sugar skull, and then I've done like 2 different versions of like
Skull mouth.
so it looks like a mask. Yeah. Well, I just hit
You're
my mic.
you're really good at Halloween makeup.
Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
It's really fun, and I feel like that's just easier than like going out and trying to find a costume and put it together. And
Yeah.
it's fun. I like to do makeup, so
The neon skull.
yeah, that one.
That
was
is
fun.
so cool.
Thanks.
Check out her Instagram. They're all on her Instagram as well.
At Mo Jarman.
That's M
Charmander.
I should change it to
You
Jarmander.
should. That would make
If you don't,
Lance's
I
life.
will.
Yeah. Lance would be like, finally,
Yeah.
some appreciation.
Yeah, but I think I love dressing up for Halloween. I feel like it's been hard because like the past few years I've worked at the preschool
Mhm.
and I've had to be a witch because of the performances that we do.
You couldn't
During-
be like the slutty green M&M.
Yeah, that would simply not work.
Your idea.
She's not a slut anymore, though. She's classed it up a little bit.
Yeah,
she's not
turned
sexy
over and-
anymore.
Yeah.
No.
She just wears tennis shoes now.
Lame. So lame.
Instead of fishnets and heels.
And her go-go boots. I loved her go-go boots. Are you talking about my Horcrux idea?
Yes.
I had an idea that
The
we should get a group
Horcrux.
together to be horror Horcruxes.
And have everyone dress up as like a slutty version
Yeah,
of
but
the
you
Like a
have
slutty
to.
book,
You have
you know?
to be like, yeah, like you're like a slutty, like
a slutty snake. A
yeah,
slutty
a
teacup.
slutty snake. So like,
Slutty
it doesn't
Nagini.
matter like what you do up here, but you have to wear fishnets
Fishnets and heels.
and heels.
It's
And
a
then
fantastic
we
idea.
could find, if we needed extra people, we could find a slutty Voldemort and a slutty Harry Potter, and it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there has to be a slutty Harry Potter.
Hello, he's one of the Horcruxes.
Spoiler alert.
He's the 8th,
Sorry, if
right?
you have-
Or is he? Yeah, he's the 8th, right?
Don't
Because
make
wasn't
me-
there 7?
Don't make me count them.
There's the crown. There's the
The
book.
diadem.
The diadem, I think you mean. Yeah, uncultured swine.
Is it not a glorified crown?
it's more of a
aren't we
tiara.
all?
A tiara. Okay.
Okay, so the diadem,
The
the
cup.
The
cup,
cup,
The,
the book,
diary.
the book.
Tom Riddles.
Yeah. And
The,
the ring.
sword. Is the sword one?
It's
ring.
that thing that what's her bucket wears. She's wears all pink and she's a real B word.
Umbridge.
The locket.
The locket.
The locket, yeah.
The snake.
Yeah, Nagini.
Harry Potter. What are we missing?
Isn't the sword one?
No, that's what they used to destroy him.
Trent's shaking his head. I feel like Trent's
Trent, do you
a
know?
big Harry Potter fan and he's getting mad at us right now.
There's the locket.
Yes.
He said the snake. He said the necklace.
Yeah.
He said the diadem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said the journal.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Tom Riddle's diary. You said
Harry Potter.
Harry himself. And the
The ri-
goblet.
The goblet.
There's a goblet. I think it's Hufflepuff.
The goblet of fire.
Hufflepuff's goblet.
Oh yes, Helena.
That's a
Oh.
cup.
Yeah.
But that's only 6.
That's 7.
7.
But Harry's not the 7th.
I thought he was 8, but maybe
Like Harry, isn't that the whole point? Is that Harry's like
Oh,
the secret
the
8th
ring.
one?
It's the ring.
The ring.
The ring.
I don't know. I'm not. I like Harry Potter,
I'm
but
sure
as
it's-
you can tell,
It's the ring that has the stone that's also the Deathly Hallow Stone.
the Vanishing Stone. Yeah.
The one that brings people back from the dead. 'Cause
Vanishing Stone. I literally made that up. That does not exist. It's definitely like the healing stone or something.
Jackie's gonna invent a magic rock.
It's a vanishing stone. It's hard to lug
It's-
around a
listen,
vanishing whatever
a
cloak.
We can't lug around a vanishing boulder. We had to.
Oh, the vanishing cabinet.
Yeah.
Unless we put wheels on it, it's
What
hard
the
to move.
Draco had a hard enough time with that. He killed all those birds.
Kept
the
shoving
birds?
little birds in there.
And they died, the little budgies.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. budgies.
Little budgies.
Have you seen the video of the drunk British men? And they're getting back like really late at night, and the guy's like trying to open his door, and his friend behind him is like, "Do you have a dog?" And he's like, "No, but I have a budgie." And he's like, "Are you serious? You have a budgie?" And he's like so excited.
And a
No.
budgie
Ah.
is just a
little
parakeet.
bird.
It's just
yeah.
a bird, yeah. But it was,
My
like,
brother
so
had
precious.
a budgie. He named it El Tigre.
Tell him what happened to
That's
LT. Great.
fantastic name.
My
grandma
dad-
had a cockatiel.
Was
With
it-
with the Pikachu cheeks.
I think it was a cockatiel. Maybe
Yeah.
it was a. Maybe it was a parakeet. I don't remember. I think it was a cockatiel. though,
Like,
'cause
it's
I remember
gray
it
and then
being
they have a-
bigger.
Yeah, like
Like-
yeah, they're bigger.
Yeah,
Like,
and they have like the colored cheeks and the colored plume up on top, right?
plume. I love that word. Yes.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Get out of here.
Red, white, and plume.
These colors don't run.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yeah, so my dad unfortunately murdered El Tigre, but we won't talk about it because it's
Oh,
no bummer.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
We said no bummers.
You told me
I
to
know,
tell it.
That was all my fault. Should
Roll
we,
the tapes.
Should we? Has everyone shared their costumes? Yeah.
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 And then I
Okay.
bought this one last year, but I didn't buy it for Halloween.
He bought it for our conspiracy theory nights,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you
So
play your cards
fun.
right, you'll be invited.
Yeah. Morgan hosted a conspiracy theory night, and I did mine on Project Montauk,
Mhm.
which is
Right.
what Stranger Things was based off of.
Brilliant.
So
Very fun.
I had to come dressed as Scoops Ahoy Steve.
Stevie boy, we love Steve.
Which I could have just worn my Halloween costume from a couple years ago, but that's
This
That's
is way.
too
It was
easy.
so funny. It was so funny.
Because I did the same thing last year where I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom and then I'll go next.
Yeah.
And then I popped out of the bathroom, costumed up.
Right when Hunter came in the
Loved
door.
it.
Yeah, right as good old Blue Eyes walked in the door. And I was like, hey, buddy.
He's like, "Hey, Cade." Like not surprised.
Completely unfazed.
Yeah, he's like, "This is about right." No, that's funny.
Is it my turn to talk? Oh, sweet. I picked this because it's Halloweeny, and I know that all three of us have stories, and we have them together. I want to know about your funniest experience in a haunted house. And I say that because I feel like
We
I
got
know
a couple 3 stories.
I feel like I know the ones that you're gonna pick, so I'm gonna be nice and not pick one of those. But
I can pick a different one.
no, I
so
have
many
one.
bad things have happened.
I mean,
us.
you were still there when I'm telling this story, but okay, I'm gonna tell this one.
You
Okay.
go,
I
and then
can't wait
Cade
to hear
goes,
what
and
you
then
guys
I'll
It
go
was a
last.
dark
Yeah.
and stormy night.
So I wanted to talk about when we brought my mom. There's been a lot of talk about Diane. Sorry, Mom.
She's
This
beautiful.
episode is
Love her.
dedicated
Please welcome to
to
the
you.
stage.
Yeah, should
Diane.
have had her on. She's in Utah, but
Come on down.
So it was the time when we all went and a few of our friends and my mom. And she was so excited. I just want you guys to know, anytime that I invite her to do anything with the friends, she's like, yes. Like,
How long is she here for?
I think like at least a week more. Why? You want to go to?
We could try and go to one before she goes.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I'll talk to her about it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
But I don't think they're open until next week. And I'm
She's-
gone all next week.
Oh
Until
shoot.
Friday.
Well, I'll see if I can get her to extend her stay. Sometimes I can finagle
Or
that.
come back.
I'm sure she'll come back.
She
at
can
some
come
point.
back and just to go to a haunted house.
It'd be fun.
It would be fun.
Anyway, so this time we went to Fear Factory, right? And
It was rainy.
it was pouring rain. Do you remember there was like that one girl who was like pretending to be electrocuted,
Yeah.
and she was like, ah, and she scared us, and then it was like, hey, is it like raining outside? And we're like, we're
Like, you just ruined a whole immersion thing.
right. I'm like, thanks for breaking your
And why is
character.
it why is that pertinent?
Also, clearly
what?
it was because she was in a spot where it was like raining on her. I'm like, you nut? Yes, it's raining. Don't you feel the water?
That's why the chair is malfunctioning.
That's why you're being electrocuted, madam.
Yeah, use your head.
But my favorite part of that whole endeavor was when we went through the Freddy Krueger room, and poor Jackie was in the back, and she got left behind.
Y'all left me for dead.
specifically by a couple of our friends. She
I
was
ain't trying
left
to get
behind.
murdered.
Yeah, you I don't. I
You
think
weren't
it was,
one of them. You
Actually,
were like,
I was gonna say I'm as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, you
90%
were-
of the time in a
Yeah,
haunted
you
house.
didn't-
you
so-
were like
didn't
in the
leave
front.
me. Yeah,
And
you-
my
Well,
mom and
that's like my designated spot because
Yeah.
everyone's like, you have to go in the front because
Yeah.
you'll jump and then you're fine.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but that's no fun for the rest of you then. And I don't get the joy
I
of
know.
watching you be terrified.
I like
Yeah.
to put Morgan in the front
Yeah.
because it's it's awesome.
Well, so yeah, you were in the front. I was in the middle with my mom, and then there was like a couple behind us, and then Jackie. And so the couple just like totally left Jackie in the Freddy Krueger room. So if you've never been to Fear Factory in Salt Lake, Utah, there's like there's a room that's like filled with smoke, and there's kind of like
There's,
red
like,
ambiance
lasers.
lighting. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
there's like one big spotlight that's like coming at where you enter the room. So you can't hardly see anything because of the spotlight and the fog. And Freddy Krueger, he's got like his little attachment,
His claw.
his claw thing. And he'll like stick it up into the light. So that's what you see. And then he like walks around you in the fog. And it's really scary.
Mm-hmm.
And the little nursery rhyme is playing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Ew, it's so spooky.
See it into
So-
my memory.
Jackie got left in there, and she literally couldn't find the way out of the room.
Because it is
It's hard.
so
It's hard.
foggy and so
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah, and listen, homeboy was going under the fog, and then he'd run towards me, pop up close to me, back, like, and I was just like, I truly and honestly hate it here. I had the touch of fear. You can pay extra to have them touch you. So you pay, and they give you a little glow stick. You put it around your neck, and
you get touched.
And you get touched. I did not, however, want to be touched by that man. I don't want to be touched by any of them,
sorry,
but
this doesn't
it
apply
does
to
make
you,
it
Freddie.
funnier because they're like, yeah, we're going to take you away. Yeah, and they're like, this was worth the money. But
I mean, it was only like $2 or something.
Yeah,
it's not
like
expensive.
it wasn't anything hardly.
yeah,
If we go to that one again, I want to do it this time.
yeah. Oh, you've
Do
never
you?
done it.
I think we shouldn't do it, and just Morgan does it.
That'd be so scary.
Well,
so then
throw
me and
a
Jackie just get to
curveball.
watch as you get trapped in a corner by a chainsaw man.
And they will. They
I
will
know.
trap you in corners. We can attest. Cade and I.
as I can bear witness.
Well, so Jackie's like trapped in that room, and she's just kind of like stuck. And my mom just decided, she was like looking around, and she was like, "Where's Jackie?" to me, and I was like, "I've been standing next to you. I don't know where Jackie
You
is."
should be keeping
So
tabs on me. I'm your
she
best
turned-
friend.
Jackie, you have to listen to this. She turns to the couple behind us, and she's like, "Why did you leave her in there?" She's like yelling. She's
Scolding.
yelling at them. Yeah. And I'm like, "Mom, these are like my friends. I need you to calm down." And she was like, "Well, go get her." And I was like, "Why do I have to go get her?" So I had to go back into the Freddy Krueger room, and it was like a cartoon because I could see Jackie in the fog, and I could literally see Freddy Krueger
Just
like,
circling like a shark.
her. So I was like,
I was
he,
like too stunned to move. Like I really was scared for
it's like a
some reason.
nightmare.
The
Yeah.
woman
Yeah.
was too stunned to speak.
Really though,
But
I
he,
was
like-
just like I couldn't move.
He like clicked his claws at me, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I've already been through here." And I like grabbed Jackie.
Like, you don't have to scare me anymore. I've already been this part.
Yeah, I
I'm like, Morgan, they left me.
I like grabbed Jackie's hand, and like for the rest of the time, my mom like every 5 seconds was like, "Where's Jackie?" Like thinking that we lost her again. It was
Honestly,
so cute.
glad someone was looking out for me.
It was so precious.
Sorry,
yeah,
I
Diane,
couldn't.
for that, I
was
love
in the
you.
front.
You were literally 20 people away. Like it's okay.
yeah, we had a kind
I
of
was
But
gonna
there
say, that
were-
was. I remember that was a big group.
not
was.
as big as that one time in the haunted forest, but it was a
Right.
big group.
That was a huge group in the haunted forest.
We literally had like almost 20 people.
Yeah, that was out of control.
Don't
Not,
do that.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Don't do it.
That's adorable.
Yeah, that's
That
that's
she
one
was
of my
just
favorites.
Scolding them
She was like
for
so
leaving
mad.
Jackie.
And
When
she
we're off
would-
the air, we'll tell you who it was. You
Yeah.
probably know.
Yeah,
I think I have an idea.
you
Yeah.
probably do. She was also like scolding the workers. She'd be like, "Stop!" And I'm like, "That's literally
Like I
your
paid
job."
extra for this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't understand. I paid $2 to do
Yeah.
this.
So, I thank you kindly. No.
And I remember like because it was pouring too. That like outside part of the haunted house there was like huge
Mud,
puddles,
Yeah.
and there was like a chainsaw guy that was trying to scare us while we were trying to walk through the
The
mud.
very end.
And she was
Wait,
like,
was that with you or we? That must have been a different time then, because you were with like I think his name is Wade,
yeah.
your friend, and then
Oh, and we were just there the same
night.
night. I think
Yeah,
that's right.
we like took a group picture, but like kind of separate groups within the group.
Yeah.
"Yeah."
But the
Yes.
time that we got trapped was a
What?
different time when it was a smaller group.
We need to pause. I'm being told by our producer we need to pause.
How embarrassing.
Welcome back to the stage
Hello.
with a pink microphone.
Reverend Hall
To
is
match
here.
her pink sweatshirt.
Reverend Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, Veronica.
No, the other one, was it 2018?
I don't know what year it was.
It's probably 2018. That
2017, one of those.
one of those years, a couple years ago, that we went to the haunted forest. Morgan and Jackie and just a bunch of our other friends. There was literally probably 20 of us
It was
in that
so
group. It was a
many.
huge group, and we're like sitting out in the line, right, waiting to get in, chatting about whatever. And someone said something about The Ring, the movie The Ring, and Morgan said, "I hate The Ring. That's one of the things that scares me the most. It's important
Yeah.
for later."
This is a helpful
Hold
tool.
on
It's a
to
tool
this
that will help us
little
later.
morsel and
When I
keep it
say,
in
when
your-
I look into the camera and say, "Oh, toodles," everyone say it with me. So Morgan expressed her distaste for the Ring movie,
I did do that. Yes.
and I am a good friend. Most of the time, sometimes. So as we get into the forest, I am like in the front of the group. As we have talked about, I often get relegated to the front of the group because I get the jump scare and then I'm fine. And so we come around the corner and I can see a well off in the distance that's like illuminated very brightly. And so I turn
Backlit.
back and I say, "Hey Morgan, didn't you say you hate the Ring?" And Morgan starts yelling at me.
She hit him in the chest.
She did hit me. I wasn't gonna say that.
To
but
be clear,
I was.
because I was looking in
you
the shadows.
you thought I was like making jokes about it and
Yeah.
like trying to get you scared.
She
So
hadn't
I
seen
was
the
like-
well yet.
I hadn't seen the well. I was looking in the shadows, so I figured that's where they were going to scare us next. So, in my perspective, out of nowhere, Cade's just like, "Remember how we were talking about the ring?" And I was
But
like,
I was
"Shut
trying to be a
up."
good friend and like fire a warning shot and be like, "Hey everyone, there's gonna be a little white girl coming out of that well in just a minute."
Mhm.
And sure enough, we get up to the well and Morgan's like freaking out, clutched to my side, like fingers digging into my arms,
So sorry.
just
No, you're
buried into
You needed that.
buried into my side. And I'm like, "It's okay, we're gonna make it." Like,
We
don't
did
look
not,
at
in
her.
fact, make it.
So then, of course,
Oh my
Samara
goodness.
crawls out of the well and is like making noises and being all
And
spooky.
like the strobe lights start going.
The
Yeah.
strobe lights start going. And then the next thing I know, I just feel Morgan go completely limp.
It's so fun to hear this from your perspective.
Well, because I just remember I can feel your fingers in my arm.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
and then all of a sudden your grip just completely loosens and I just feel your body kind of like slump into my arm. And I was like, "She's passed out. She has completely fainted." And she had. I feel bad telling this story, but it was
It's
so
pretty funny.
funny.
And I was behind Morgan and Cade, and she did in fact slither to the floor because she was like so stunned. Or it was maybe like a fainting goat because she
Just like
was
shocked.
kind of still standing, but she was just like could not believe what was happening.
So then
it was
I
like
just
my
had
worst
to
nightmares.
drag Morgan's body
Oh my
out of
goodness.
the glen.
She wasn't moving her feet.
Out-
Like,
out
her
of- out of
feet-
the
her
glade.
feet.
She just
Uh,
froze.
That it was horrifying because from my perspective, like I grabbed
Your worst
onto your
fear was
arm,
coming
yeah, and I
true.
turned and like the strobe lights went, and she was. It looked like she was moving so fast, and it looked like she was crawling right towards me.
The strobe
know,
light does that. It's
Just like this little 17-year-old girl.
And that's when I just was like, oh yeah, like my brain just was like, we need to shut down, because as a little backstory for our listeners, I watched The Ring when I was way too young. I had a friend who always convinced me to do questionable things, and she told me that it was a rom-com. She said that it was a
She's
rom-com.
like, "Yeah, it's called The Ring. It's a
about-
cute story."
About a guy who has to go find a wedding ring.
Uh,
So like we called my mom and asked for permission to watch it. My mom was like, "Yeah, that sounds fine." Like we had no idea. And I watched it when I was very young. I'm still afraid to be around TVs that do the staticky thing, which luckily most of them don't do anymore.
I was gonna say that's
mine
not a,
does every
not a
once in while.
problem
Yeah.
most
But
days.
it still like fills me with dread. And so seeing that like girl crawling out, it was too much. That was probably the best night of her life. She was like,
I know she probably went home and was like, "You'll never believe what I did today."
made a girl
No,
pass
listen.
out.
I have something to say.
Okay, tell us.
So I told Morgan this, I think. If not, I meant to. Cade, I don't think you know at all. But I work with teenagers. One of the teenagers that I work with, we were talking and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this hilarious thing happened to my friend." Like I was just explaining it to her.
I think you did tell me
And
this.
then she was like, "Wait, what? Where did you guys go?" And I was like, "Oh, we were at the haunted forest." And she's like, "Oh, my sister worked there like a few years ago." And I was like, "Okay,
As Samara,
yeah, as Samara." And so I was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're kidding."
can I get her autograph? She's
Sure.
a celebrity in my
But-
It was incredible.
But like, so I was like, is this girl just, she's not one we work with a lot of kids who like struggle with like lying and stuff.
Mhm.
She is not one to lie, like at all.
Amazing.
So she was like, yeah, my big sister, she played Samara. She like was in the well. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So my story happened last year.
Cade needs to wrap up his story.
Oh,
no, I think
sorry.
mine's done. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Morgan fainted.
I passed
end?
out. Cade had to drag me out of the glen, and he had kind of like smacked me around.
Picked me up and shook me like a rag doll.
It's true. I showed them.
Yeah, and I am alive to tell the tale. It was very
Samara
embarrassing.
did not get hurt. Would you watch The Ring if
I have.
with us? You'd have?
Yeah, I
Have you ever seen the Japanese one? Like the original one?
Is
It's
it
much
scarier?
scarier.
Oh no.
Can we watch it?
Only if you're willing to drag me out of that section of the haunted forest every time. You had to do it the last time
I'm
too.
fully expecting that's yeah. And then when we
Wow.
went again, was it the next year?
It was, yeah.
A similar thing occurred. You
I
didn't
did
actually
not pass
faint.
out.
Yeah,
I
you
just
did not.
said I can't look or I'm going to pass out.
You get better each time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
stronger.
It's progress.
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
the girl, she's like, yeah, my sister worked there, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I was like, we probably went on a Friday or Saturday. She's like, those are the only days that she worked. So it was this girl's big sister that spooked you so good.
She nailed it.
Gotcha.
She did.
She did amazing.
All she had to do was lift her head up, and you were gone.
I know.
She just
You're
had to
done for.
She's
crawl
like, I've
towards
done
me.
this 100 times tonight, and no one
And I'm
has
like,
fainted.
"Ah."
Everyone just walks past me, but she probably remembers you.
I hope so.
I wonder if
I
we
hope
could
that
ask.
she remembers it with pride that she made me pass out because
Yeah.
that was very spooky. She did a great job. All right, Jackie, I want to hear your story.
My story happened last year, and we went to this haunted house with this kid, and I don't really know what his plan was necessarily, but
He got so squirrely.
he got pretty squirrely. So
Is it someone I know?
you
were there, buddy.
Yeah.
I think
Once
you.
I tell the story, you're like, ow, you know. So
I've got a poor memory.
no, you're good. Once I tell the story, you'll be like, okay.
Okay.
But so he was squirrely, kind of like marching around, like being silly with the actors and stuff.
Yeah, because
So
it was the haunted forest, right?
yeah, we went to the haunted forest
So
again.
there's like a path, but you can stray.
You absolutely can, and
Mhm.
that's just what this fella did. so we
Kate's
were.
very-
My soul has just left my body because I remember.
I was like, how can you
I
forget?
know, like,
Ah!
okay.
Ah!
So if you're listening on your
I'm so
headphones, I'm
We're
sorry.
so sorry
I'm
about
sorry,
your
I just blew
eardrums.
your eardrums
No, you're
out.
fine. You're fine. Okay, I say it's fine. I'm fine. They're fine.
I am mad that I forgot about this.
I can't believe you did.
No.
We talk about it probably every
Once-
other week. at
yeah.
least.
Oh,
Okay, so we're on the beaten path, the trodden path,
Sure.
and
We're on the path.
we're on the path.
It
And-
was right after the ring
it
thing
was right
when
we
I
literally
didn't
just
pass out
because
I was still like clutching your jacket.
yes
Because I was still afraid.
And it was a small group, so I think we
and
kind
intimate,
of
maybe 6 to 8.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so we were kind of all like gathered around Cade and more, like we were kind of like all standing around there. So homeboy goes rogue, and he starts marching towards this shack. Like there's a shack with like one window in it, like not even a door, but like one window. And like so
And we're all still on the path, just watching him go.
yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go over there. He goes over to to this cabin that has only one window, so something must come out of the window, no?
It's like, was that his first haunted house? Like, did he not know how haunted houses work?
I have no
I
idea.
think it must have been. There's no way, like, anyone who has been to any haunted
haunted
house
house.
Knows. It's
would
it's
know,
a
like,
structure with just
I should
yeah.
approach this building.
Right. So it's like a little structure. I think there's like a porch.
Yeah,
And
it was
it's
like
very
a.
much off the path.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was on the path, like kind of inviting you to get on it. It was
No-
like
by no means was
20 feet off the path, probably.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was like a facade of a building. So it was like, it had like a little porch and there was like a window
Yeah, no, but no, like, yeah. So you don't go into this structure, like, by any means.
Right.
Because it's far off the path. Okay.
It's clearly not where we're supposed to go next.
But homeboy walks over to the window and he's like, ooh. I don't even know what he was thinking because I'm like, how could you do this?
He's like trying to peek into the house.
Yeah, he's like looking in the window and out comes a witch robot.
A ghoul. But it's not a real person.
It's not a real person.
animatronic.
It's a robot that knows no limit. And so that witch robot pushed him
Back up the hill.
She's like, go back from whence you came.
Go back down the main stairwell.
but he grabbed onto her for dear life because he was being pushed. His feet were out from under him, people.
But we didn't know that. So to us, it looked like
he did it all on purpose.
It looked like he hugged the witch. And then when he got back up, we're like, why did you hug the witch? And he's like, I didn't hug the witch.
I didn't know she was
on
coming.
For dear life.
I was in survival mode.
Yeah, because she pushed him with such great force. He was backing up, and then his feet were like, not under him, if that makes sense. Like, he could not balance on his own.
As Dua Lipa would put it, levitating.
She would be correct.
Yeah, so then he's like hugging onto this witch, and we're like, seriously? Like, that he's gonna break this robot
like, stop
witch.
hugging the witch. We're like yelling at him.
And
He's had the most terrifying experience of all of us.
Yeah, he got freaking punched in the face by a robot witch. So
and dragged off of his feet.
Yeah, he's like
by said witch.
Swept away.
Yeah, trying to catch his footing. And he cannot because the force at which this witch pushed him at.
That sounds like it's like a good start to a romance novel.
Yeah.
Like, I got swept away by a robot witch. That's like the title of the sexy, steamy novel.
Yeah. Close to
swept away by a robot.
Barbarians.
It's Ice Planet Barbarians. You know that.
I know it. Okay.
So you read some smut. Can you get to writing this book for us?
Sure. Yeah.
If it's not too much trouble.
I think I have.
Swept away by a robot witch.
There's so many layers to unpack with that book. It'll take me a minute, but
okay, you can do it.
Have it ready to publish by Halloween.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'll do that.
So we so we're like talking to him after. We're all like, so what happened back there? Because like we're like, are you kidding me?
Like why did you hug the witch?
All of us
Which I think this is maybe the second time I had ever met this person.
Yes.
Like I have known you guys for a long time, but this was like literally maybe the second time.
So you're like,
and we frankly didn't know him that well either.
You?
No, like no. So we're like, hey, walk us through what you thought was going to happen, what did happen, how you're doing currently.
Let's map your journey that you've just been on.
He was like, what did he even say? I thought we were supposed to go through the door. I'm like, there's no door.
He was like,
and
I
there's
didn't
no
know
path going to
was
the
in there.
You had to like
house.
Yeah, there's a clear
the path
path.
Clearly took a turn to the left.
Buddy
and
was
just,
off-roading.
Marched down.
No, I can see it happening right now. It's amazing.
Oh.
So when I get to heaven, this is the first thing that I would like to see is like this thing happening.
It won't be Morgan's PK turns.
It's a toss-up. It is a toss-up.
Because Morgan pulling her own pants down might... Because only one girl saw that. There was a whole crew of us that saw this.
6 to 8 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like talking to him, and he was like, I didn't know there was a witch in there. Like, he's like kind of startled.
Just like genuine surprise. Yeah. Genuinely thought that was where he needed to go.
We're all
and
not going that way.
That's what was so funny. Because he wasn't just like me, like being a little gremlin. He wasn't trying
to be a little turd.
Yeah. He was like,
oh, what's in the window? Yeah, and then he gets like, boom, like punched by this witch.
And he got a nosebleed.
He got a bloody nose.
He did get a bloody nose, and I felt bad the rest of the night because I was like, that's the stupidest thing anyone has done in a haunted house.
It's so dumb. I love it.
Yeah, he's like, nose is bleeding.
The
wiping it
whole
on
rest
his
of the night
pants.
just
Yes, poor
you
guy.
just hear the sniffle as he's like wiping, snorting
Yeah,
his blood
I
back up
remember
into his face.
Morgan and I were like, what did it like smell like? Like what? You know, like talk to us about that. And he's
Musty,
like,
for sure.
he's like, it smelled like a dirty witch. Like he was just,
I remember he was like, it smelled really bad, and Cade was like, you were like, well, she's been out there all year.
I know.
Well, because with the haunted forest, they leave like 90% of that stuff up year after year.
Yeah.
Like they just leave it up throughout the year.
Yeah, there's no way
they
that they
really?
pack
they
pack
just
away
own
that dirty
land,
witch.
And so they just leave a lot of it up there. And so I don't know if the dirty witch was there all year,
But like it could happen.
but she's been there for a while. Like I guarantee
She
she's not a
was-
fresh witch.
No, she's dusty for sure.
She's a hand-me-down.
Yeah, she is. But anyway, so that's my silly goose story.
I love it.
I love it. In my brain, I replay it. It's hilarious because I'm like, what were you thinking? Like, because we had all been to haunted houses before, so we're like, yeah, you don't just like walk towards like a rogue structure.
Yeah,
you know,
if you stray from the path, obviously you're gonna get punched by a dirty witch.
yeah, there's no stopping
that old
it.
Put that on
saying.
her shirt.
And give it to him.
Happy birthday.
We make one shirt and it's just for him.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you stray from the path, you will get punched by a dirty witch.
Anyway, I love that.
It's an
story.
allegory.
Yeah.
For what? I'm not really sure, but
Figure that out for yourself.
but whatever you want it to be an allegory for, that is what it's an allegory
Amazing.
for. Oh. Do you want me to come over there? We can do a triple outro.
Yeah, so fun. We can squeeze.
Make sure to, like I said, like and subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're going to be coming at you every week, so you don't want to miss out. You can follow the pod on No Bummers Pod on Instagram, and you can find me at cade.larson. Morgan, where can the people find you?
At Mo Jarman.
On
Instagram.
And by name, if you just called to her in the street.
I will answer.
If you just open your door and yell, Mo Jarman, 3 times she'll appear.
Yes.
Like Beetlejuice.
Oh, Bloody Mary. You can find me on Instagram at Miss Jackie Charlotte.
This would get really hot if we did this every week.
I know, I'm
It's
like,
quite warm.
I love having you here, but like it is roasty toasty.
You're like a furnace.
I'm like, oh,
Why
do
are
you
you
have
so
a
hot?
fever of 108?
No, I got to work from home for the last half of today because our air conditioning went out.
And you've
And
just
it
retained
was
all that heat?
so hot. And so I must be expelling it now.
now that
so
you
nice.
have company.
Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.